Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Devil's Talk. Are we good? Are we actually good? Are Manchester United good at football again? Or am I tripping? Is my brain deceiving me? Or are we actually good? So, Brighton, the bogey team, we came out at Old Trafford and handled business. Manchester United beat Brighton 4-2 at Old Trafford. A little bit dicey toward the end, but nevertheless, a comfortable, beautiful game for about 70 minutes. And when things got a little bit dicey, we came back and iced the game. That's what I'm talking about. That's how football should be. No need for this intricate tick attacker shit. No need for overcomplicating simple things. Get the ball to our best players and let them do the business. That's football 101 for me. Get the ball to our best players and let them do their thing. And that's what we did today wonderfully. We defend well, we press Brighton well, and we went direct. And we get make sure the Cunha got the ball, Bremo got the ball, Ahmad got the ball, and we caused some damage. And how have we lacked this for a very long time? This was the best game I've seen us play under Ruben Amorim, period. Even though we played well against Liverpool, this game was the best we played. We pressed Brighton really well. When we got the possession, we use it. We didn't just play it in the back for sake of it like we were before. We actually use it, get the ball to Ahmad directly, get the ball to Mbremo running directly. And this game should have been easily 6 or 7. Referee was also like shit on this game. Two things that referee did. The free kick was taken way too close to the goal, even though the foul happens about 10 to 20 meters back. Somehow they were taking it on the edge of the goal and they scored. That's number one. Ahmad should have definitely got a penalty. There is no way you could see him touch the ball in that position without having to slow it down, merely see it, because in your naked eye, there's no way that's not a penalty. Even if you take a look at it, the touch is not significant enough to alter the fact that it was a penalty. And never do you take the player and the ball out of the same equation and then expect it not to be a penalty. So Ahmad should have got a penalty. Brighton Bremo, I'm not 100% sure it should have been a penalty, but I think it should have been a penalty. It should definitely have been a penalty. And that was also another situation created from pressing Brighton. Did Brighton help us a little bit in terms of constantly having played that suicidal balls? Yes. But no, I'm not going to take this away from this Ruben Amorim team. They did wonderful. They pressed real well, and they took their chances when they have. And at some point, having great players need to work out, because having great players just sometimes bail you out. Toward the end, when it was getting dicey, what did we do? We went on the other end, and Brian and Bremer just iced the game. That is very important. And to me, the biggest change in this team is mentality. I think now, 2 games in a row, I have seen the big difference in mentality shift, which is every single time when things go against us, our players had the tendency to drop their head and let the situation control them. And before you know it, they crumble and the situation unravel in front of them. In Anfield against Liverpool, Liverpool equalized and they put us under so much pressure. But no, we did not crumble. You know what? We composed ourselves, we weathered the storm and went to the other end and win the game. We never do that. And then this game, Brighton just scored their second goals, and now it's 3-2. And they've been putting us under pressure for a good solid 20 minutes. But no, we did not crumble. We went to the other end and iced the game. And that to me is so important. Because if you build a mentally strong team that can withstand the pitfall that eventually going to come during this season again, then you might be building something for the future. And that to me is the biggest difference I see in this team. So now let's speak about how did we actually beat Brighton. And this is to me fundamental to what I spoke about in the preview, which is we're gonna have to go direct again, and we are gonna have to press them, and we're gonna make sure we don't give them space. And that was evidence in the game because when one of the center forward dropped, Weber was tasked on marking that of our center back, would follow that player all the way, even to the edge of their own box. And it was evident by the fact that Delit at one point tracked well back all the way to the edge of the box. The same thing was done by Luke Shaw, following Ruder all the way into the edge of their box, where he won the ball for the third goal. And that's how I said info, do not leave space for them to wander into. We got to make sure we compact and we stay with players. And that's what we did. And when we got the ball, we went direct and quick. We find two of our most electric players right now in Hamad and in Bremo. We find them, and then when we get closer to the box, we find Cunha, who's starting to have a game that I expect him to have. I know some people were prematurely praising him for being this revolutionary thing and all of that. I'm like, no, he still needs to provide the very thing that he was brought in here for. And he's just now adding that, and I'm very happy about it. And sometimes buying in the Premier League, that's how its perks, which is how you get players that do not need to adapt to the league. And Brian and Bremer and Mateus Cunha have been great signing. They have been absolutely great signing. That's why I think we should go get our two midfielders from the Premier League next season. But like I say, we went direct and we went quick and we took our chances. And the fact that we created enough chances is also a wonderful thing. Even though Brighton at phases of the game dominated the game a little bit in terms of possession, but again, we limit them to not enough quality chances. But at the end of the day, we had the better players in the attacking area than they do. We had Brian and Bremo, we had Mateus Cunha, we had Benjamin Sesko, we have Ahmad. And if you give these players the platform to actually show their skills, they're deadly. And that's why I'm not hearing this from the Amran inners who say that, well, we were wrong when we were questioning Ruben Amran when he was serving up absolutely garbage in the beginning of his tenure. And those who were saying, well, look at it now. This is the result of Ruben Amran sticking with his principle. That's just wrong because you can clearly see from Brentford loss, when we lost to Brentford, he completely, not completely changed, but he adapted his system to where we're going directly now. We're not trying to build from the back like we were before, where we had that triangle of center back stepping in the midfield. We pass it to them, they immediately pass it back to the outside center back, and then the outside center back pass it up to Brian and Bremo or that. No, right now we just pass the ball back to the defender. He passes the goalkeeper, and goalkeeper go boom long to Benjamin Sesko. It's a 6'5" center forward that can get anything stuck to him. So we're gonna play to his strength. We're gonna hit the ball to him. If he doesn't control it and bring it down, he'll flick it on. And guess what? You got Cunha and Brian and Bremo running behind when the flick on is going there. That's how the Chelsea goal happened. That's how the chances were created against Liverpool, and that's how the chances were created against Brighton. Is that you go direct to Sesko, and you go direct to Benjamin to Bremo. So for those who are saying nothing changed, they're lying because clearly you can see we are less possession focused. We don't build from the back as often like we used to do, and we go direct, evident by the fact that we are the team with the most long ball played in this season. That's because, and all of those came within this 3-game winning streak. Against Liverpool, 49 times the goalkeeper went long. That's a clear change from what we had before. So, yes, I understand it's a win that Ruben Amorim now is putting in wins together. And to me, that makes me more happy than people actually think. People say, oh, you're Ruben Amorim out. I bet you're sad right now. Nope, I'm a Manchester United fan, always and forever. So when we do good, I'm going to celebrate. I was just as much as I'm angry when we lose. But everything I said about Ruben Amorim is not invalid merely because we won 3 games. That's not how it works. These 3 games in a row have been impressive. And I like the fact that he tweaked his system. The very things I've been wanting him to do for a very long time, which is look of the players you have. As a good coach, you should be able to come out with a system that suits their skill set to where you start winning games until you gain confidence in these players for them to be able to do what you need them to do. And for those big United accounts that are saying, oh, this has been his plan all along, that's straight up lie. It's a straight up lie. This is not exactly what Ruben Amorim has been doing for the last 11 months. No way. It's clear as day. You can literally watch Brentford backward and like Sunderland forward, and it's completely different night and day in terms of how the system is being operated. And when we speak system, I'm never speak about system as a formation. That's not the case because I know the way you play football is completely different. It's not like a formation base. A system is your way you approach football. That's what I want him to adopt for a very long time, not the formation. And all of those people are just focused on formation. That's not what we've been talking about. The mere fact that Crystal Palace play the exact same formation but play it differently should tell you that it's not a formation, it's a system. The same way a Sean Dyke 4-4-2 is not the same thing as David Moyes 4-4-2. The same way Pep Guardiola 4-3-3, it's not the same system as Arne Slot 4-3-3. See, this is what I'm saying. System is not formation. System is how you approach football. And for a long time, Ruben Amorim's system was very slow and very predictable. Is that the goalkeeper is going to have the ball, he's going to pass it to one of the center back. One of the center backs is going to go wide, and then he's going to come back to the middle and go wide. His whole point was trying to avoid the middle. Now he said, I'm going to go long and I'm going to stack the middle. I'm going to make sure Bruno Fernandes push up a little bit and make Casemiro sit. And then I'm going to have Cunha and Brighton Bremo drop into the midfield to collect the second ball. And guess what? Once you win the second ball, who's the outlet is? Ahmad, all the way wide in the wing back position. That works. But that's not what he was trying to do before. But that's him recognizing how much the strengths of his players. And he like, this is what my players are. I'll play to their strength. And it's working now. And to me, I still got to see a little bit more. I'm not going to be the one jumping chip right now and say, oh, I've been wrong about Ruben Amorim. Because it took me a while to get to the point I'm like, this guy need to go. So it's going to take a minute for him to prove that it actually needs to stay. And to me, it's going to be continue this run. If you win the next 2 games, and then even if you lose the Spurs game, or if you win Forest and lose the Spurs, I'm fine with it. Because you would have gone 4 and then lose 5, and lose 1, and then go back again, rebuild another run. That is fine. And by the end of next month, then I'll tell you if I'm in. And by then, I'm not too big to apologize. I would admit I was wrong and that I'll apologize. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. What I just don't like is the Ruben Amorim inners that are pretending that this was his plan all along and that he hasn't adapted for him to start winning. That is false. He have adapted. That's why he started winning. And that's what I wanted from my manager all along. But the problem I was with him was that he said he would never do that. Again, at the end of the day, winning football matters more than anything else. And right now we're doing it. Manchester United beat Crystal Palace. Manchester United beat Brighton 4-2. Thank you guys for watching my channel. Please don't forget to hit the button, subscribe, leave the bell notification on. And if you feel like it, leave your thought in the comment section below and I'll respond to you and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Peace.